Hey everybody, and welcome to Blue Ridge Acres. So a lot's changed since the last time we streamed. We are now in day 4 of spring, where this is mid-spring. We are doing 9-day seasons. We've had some changes of equipment on the farm. We just wanted to show you all that. We've got this John Deere 8530 here. We went ahead and picked up. We needed some more horsepower to take the hill going up to the brewery, and we needed some horsepower to deal with our full tanks of fuel and fertilizer and whatnot, so we picked up that. We also swapped out some other equipment. As you can see, our harvester is gone. We're not going to need to harvest for a good probably 12 or 13 days, game days, so we went ahead and got rid of that, and we'll pick one up when it's closer to harvest time. Completing the John Deere theme, we've picked up this baler, the square baler. We've got a rake here, or windrower, as they call it in the game. We've got a kicker, or at least what we called it back when I was growing up, a kicker, a tedder, if you will, to dry out some hay. We've got our Kuhn side mower, and we went ahead and picked up a weeder to take care of our weeding once we get a first layer growth. Hey Tony, welcome to the stream. So we're also now seeding our fields. We just completed plowing all 6 of the fields that we own, and I thought it would be fun to just see how much money we can make real fast using our industries that we've got built into the map here. Hey Robert Burner, what's up? So if you've caught my other streams of Blue Ridge Acres, you know that there is a brewery up on the hill here that takes wheat and barley. We used all the wheat and barley that we had in our starting silo crop, and we made about 12,000, I think, off of that. So I went and found a mod, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here. I went and found a mod that is buyable silos. So you can buy silos full of stuff. And I bought a silo of wheat for $11,050. And I bought a silo of barley. I guess this is barley and this is wheat. For $11,050. For a total investment of $22,100 to buy 20,000 liters of each. And I ran it up to the brewery the other game day, and I also filled it up with water, and I want to see how much money we can make off of our investment of $22,000, and I'm thinking we are going to make an absolute killing on that. Our beer is currently selling for $2,376 down at the Northern Lodge, and that's per 1,000 liters. So we only need about 10,000 liters to make up our investment. I've got Andy in chat over on TeamSpeak. I don't know if he's ready to chat or not, but he just jumped in. So we've got, I think, 12 or 13 pallets of beer over here, and I forget how many liters are in each pallet. Let's go ahead and check that out real quick. So we've got 2,000 liters per pallet, and there's 8 here, and then we've got some around back. 8, 9, 10, 11 and apart. So in keeping with realism is not a priority, we are going to just auto load these onto the trailer. And this is the first time I've used this trailer in auto load for pallets like this, so I don't really know how many we're going to be able to pick up, but we're going to take as many as we can. Whoops. We're going to channel our inner Popeye. Yeah, I just pulled a rubber burner, except we're not gonna move that one yet. Except I don't run into hedges. I run into random other things. Do we have room for one more? I don't think we do. Let's see if it takes it. Oh, we do. I'm not going to unload because I think if I unload to this, it's going to absolutely explode. Because I think these are kind of on top of each other. So we're just going to send this all down to the, where are we going? We're going to the Northern Lodge, and then we'll have it explode on us down there. So like I said, we're going to see how much money we can earn in the next hour or so. We're not going to be on too terrible long tonight. In addition to our beer here, I took a full load of milk down to our dairy. And we've got a fair number of pallets down there. So we're going to sell that stuff. And that's from 50 cows. I think I bought the cows off stream. So we have 50 cows now and 50 sheep. And we went around and gathered up our 100 nuggets. And we went ahead and purchased fields 16, 19, and 24. So right now we own 6 fields. And we have finished plowing all 6 fields. We're working on cultivating them and now starting to seed those. See, we've got rain coming, so we're hoping we can get the rain down. Rubber Burning Chat says that I ran into the beer, which is much worse than running into hedges. Gary says alcohol abuse. Well, we've got new custom bottles here. They're heavy duty. They're designed to be run into and not bust. They're plastic bottles. That's what they are. So, like I said, I think we're going to run these, down to the lodge. So, we also have now, I don't know if McDonald's was here in our last stream. It might have been. But for those that want to know, the McDonald's sign does light up at night. I was downtown here last night during the game night, and I was happy to see that the McDonald's sign did light up. For those that are watching the stream or those that watch the replay later, this map is now officially released, and there is a link in the description to the PCSG download. So, while not absolutely required, it's strongly recommended that you pick up the Apple Cart platform, and I think that's over at LS Mod Company. I'll have to try to figure that out. Now, we're going to have an absolute mess, I guarantee you, when we unload these. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Let's see. Let's see what we make off of this. Like I said, this was from $22,100 investment. Oh, good. That pallet's selling. I don't think this one will. We'll move him over. Well, we'll just sell them that way. That works. Oops. All right. Well, I think we're over $100,000 now. They're going to be having a pretty good party here at the lodge with all of this fine beverage. So Gary's asking in chat if you have to make the pallets, and you do not. The pallets are, the brewery has their own pallet factory that they use, so you don't have to supply them with pallets. All you need to supply them with is barley, wheat, and water. So we aren't making $100,000, we're making $52,000. So we're basically doubling our money, or making about $30,000 off of that investment. Now here's going to be the worst part of this, is I absolutely hate dolly trailers. Absolutely hate them. Let's see if we can make minor steering adjustments to keep this thing semi-straight. We're starting to lose it. We're going to cheat and go through the woods. So that was a successful test. I can definitely buy silos of wheat and barley and make an additional $30,000 off of my investment. So we can keep the brewery up and running. I was worried that we would have to wait until harvest before we could reap any more rewards from the brewery. Now I'm just curious what 22,000 liters of milk is going to get us. I think the factory is still working on the milk, but I am curious as to what that's going to bring us. And the dairy, of course, all we need to bring here is milk. They fabricate their own pallets as well. They already have a source for pallets. So where are we going to take this? Cheese? Oh look, we're going to go to the lodge for cheese, and we're going to go to the lodge is just paying the best money for everything right now. So Gary's asking, I think, about the price list on the right of the screen. That is commodity prices. It looks like that's a load. So commodity prices, if you don't know what it does, it will display all of the prices, or not all the prices, all of the commodities that are available on the map. These include any add-on industries you may put on that are placeables. And then you can sort it through several different methods. I sort it alphabetically by commodity, so I can easily find what I want. And then I have it sorted, I have it displaying the price per 1,000 liters. You could have it display prices other ways, but this way makes sense to me. And it will show you the lowest price you've ever seen, the highest price you've ever seen, and the mean or the average price you've ever seen on a particular commodity. It will display the current price for that commodity, and give you the current location that has the highest price. So for example, Northern Lodge right now has the highest price for beer, cheese, and milk. On the far right of the chart, it says percent deviation. That's a percent deviation from the high price. So let me get somewhere where we have some decent contrast. Alright, there we go. So here we can see wool right now has a price of $9,937, and the deviation is 100%. So that is the highest price that we have seen wool to date. So let's look at beer, just for example, in the regular price screen. So beer is right here. So beer's current price at the Bar and Grill is $21.76. The current price at Hypercube Pizza is $11.18, and the current price at Northern Lodge is $23.24. So obviously the Northern Lodge is the best price. Apples, the best price is Bold Rock Cider. So that's how it works. It's really convenient. So kind of at a glance, you can see who has the best price. It updates every little bit, so you don't have to worry about updating. Let's sell some cheese and milk. So I think there's more in the factory to be made. So this is just all that I had made up from, I don't know when I delivered the milk yesterday, but I delivered it sometime yesterday. It might be about 24 hours, 24 game hours. Let's just move that over here. Move that in there. And we've got rain. So that's about all we can do right now is sell stuff due to the rain. Howdy, old man farmer. Mr. Bull is back. Mr. Bull, you were asking the other day about where you could get this map. It has now been released, and there is a link in my description. Let's see if I can do just as good a job backing up this time. I don't think I am. Just got to get more square on this. So we also have compost to sell, and I alluded to this over at Rubber Burner's stream, and I'll demonstrate it very shortly here, that the combination of the Compost Master and the manure buy point that is in the mod hub is basically like printing money. That's what you get. I don't feel bad for you. I'm just going to ram it. So let's check, see where our compost. So right now compost is selling at $729 per 1,000 liters. When I was filling the Compost Master up, I was using a tipper that held 10,500 liters. And it cost me, I think, about $340 to fill the tipper with manure. So if it costs me 340, let's say $350 for 10,000 liters of manure, and I can sell 1,000 liters of compost for $700+. That's a heck of a return on investment there. Now, of course, you have fuel cost, but if you have a way of making biofuel, like for example on this map, we have a biofuel plant over at the BGA. If you sell your compost at the BGA, then you'll get digestate, which you can then just use to make biofuel, which then you can use on your compost master. So it's this wonderful symmetry of love just to produce money. So it's like your own printing press. And we're going to see how much printing press money we can cash in on. We know that we can make a pretty good fortune on apples. All we have to do is supply apples with water, or the trees with water and manure. And again, using the manure buy point, let's go this way. Using the manure buy point, it costs us about $50, I think, for a scoop of manure. And we need 2.5 scoops of manure to fertilize our trees. I don't know if this guy's costing me money or not. I don't think he is. I'm just going to jump in him so he stops showing up over my glance screen. And we're going to actually see how good this thing can climb the hills. Let's hope there's no train coming. So I was over cultivating this field, and I just want to get him off my glance screen also. When I come back, I'm pretty sure I don't remember this being in the original Goldcrest. Maybe it was, and I'm just not remembering it at all. But I recall driving over these tracks many a time over here. Hey, Michael, how are you doing in chat? So I recall driving over these tracks many a time working from this field. And I don't remember this rail crossing being here, so I think Andy put that in when he was doing his edits. If it was there, then I just don't remember it because I haven't played Goldcrest since last November. Just to demonstrate the cost of to fill this thing up with manure. We're going to empty the load that we have. We're going to run over here to the manure buy point and buy a load of manure, and we'll see our price. I stuck it over here by the orchard. Alright, so we're loading up some manure now. We'll see what we get. Oops. Oh, it's 13.5. That's the capacity on this. So 13,500, and it's $321. So any math whiz in chat can tell me what that costs per 1,000 liters. It's like pennies on the 1,000 liters. So typically, it's a good cheap commodity to dump straw in these things. But if you have an endless supply of manure, which you do with the buy point, then you might as well just load it up with manure. Alright. Well, thanks for the sub there, Michael. So I'm going to do a little selfless promotion here. Tomorrow morning we will have one of my map videos will come out, and it will be Stevie's new map. So if you haven't checked out Stevie's new map, I encourage you to check out that video. My personal opinion is I believe it's one of better look and see where I need to take this. We're going to take this to the Compost Sales. My personal opinion is this is one of the better Stevie maps. I was commenting before that that I've played Pine Cove, and Pine Cove I seem to get lost in the farmyard on Pine Cove. It's just I don't know, the farmyard never made sense to me where things were. I always ended up going the wrong way and finding myself completely lost in the main farmyard. Cherry Hills, I've played that, and the farmyard is more or less just a big old square with a bunch of buildings in it. Not too much character there. All your animals are across the street in a line. But this map seems to have a lot of character with respect to how the farmyard's laid out, and it seemed to make pretty good sense to me from the get-go. So I bought this Flegel trailer for the purpose of basically selling compost, and I wanted to also use it to fill the Compost Master. But for some reason, this trailer won't fill from the manure buy point. I don't know why. It just would never fill. So $23,000 from that wonderful little load of compost. And well, if this holds 32,000 liters, so it's about $900 of manure to make $23,000 worth of compost. Of course, you got fuel cost in there. The darn Compost Master uses up fuel like some ridiculousness. And we put, I think it was $40-some thousand to fill up that that trailer of fuel the first time. And I think I got, I don't know how much compost we got out of that, but it was a heck of a lot more than 30,000 liters. So I just need 1 and a part loads of compost to make up for my fuel cost, and the rest is pure profit. So we might as well sell some more compost while we're at it until the price drops too much. Just want to see how much compost we do have made up. Alright, we got 160,000 liters of compost. Yeah, this thing sucks the fuel like it's no tomorrow. I put 20,000 liters of fuel in there just a little bit ago. Now we're down to 11,000. Rubber Burner said he modded his to sip the fuel a little bit more. I might be interested to know how he did that. Just to keep from having to fill this darn thing up so frequently. Compost sells. Right now we're at the lowest price we've ever seen on compost, but I'll sell one more price here, one more load. I sold 3 loads of compost the other day to the BGA just to get enough to make some fuel. So I tanked that price down to BGA. So I was thinking that we would have to do some forestry to earn some cash while we didn't have anything else to do. But it looks like all I really need to do is just feed the compost master with manure and fuel, and we'll have plenty of money. So, Rubber Burner, how did if you're still in, how did your stream go? How did you end up after I left? How many more hedges did you run into? I guess we could go ahead and take a load of apples. Where are we taking our apples? We're going to take our apples to Bold Rock. We haven't been to Bold Rock since our work in progress stream a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago. So we might as well do that. Then I think we will, once we do that, then we'll wrap up our stream with some animal care. We need to feed our cows. Oh.
How did your beer sales go? I'm sorry I had to step away and run to the store before they closed.
Oh, beer sales went really good. I think we earned, let's see here, we sold 11 and a partial pallets for $53,000, I think.
Oh, that's really good. That's a lot more than you'd get for just selling outright the wheat and barley, that's for sure.
And we used, like I said, we bought, you weren't here probably, I showed the buyable silos. So you can buy pig feed, 20,000 liters for $27,000, but basically, that's not pig feed, that's fertilizer. Here's pig food. So you can buy, like for example here, barley. So you can buy 20,000 liters of barley for $11,000, and you can buy 20,000 liters of wheat for $11,000. So I bought a silo of each, and took them up to the brewery, took up another load of water, 20,000 liters of water fills the brewery. So I filled the brewery up with water, and basically I waited for it to run out of material, and it ran out of, I think, barley right before it ran out of wheat. And after that I had 11 and a partial pallets of beer. So I wanted to see how much that investment of $22,100 of grain fared. And we did have a high price. We had a price of $7,000, I think, per 1,000 liters of barley. So we made $30,000 off of that investment. So
well, that worked out pretty good then.
Yeah, so it proved that we definitely don't need to wait until our fall harvest to reap the rewards of the beer production.
Yeah, exactly. Where did you find those the sour mods at?
I'm thinking it was over at I think it was over at Maru. I need to go look them up again. So I dug them up, I think, dug them up last night, I think. They're all over the place. I mean, if you just search like viable silos or grain silos or whatever, they're pretty much been reposted on every mod site. But I deliberately tried to find not the repost site. You know, if I'll see it on a repost, and I'll just have to keep searching and searching until I find what I think is the initial submitter. And I usually look at modhoster.com, but I don't think they were over at modhoster. I think they were I think they may have been over at Maru. Yeah, I'm thinking that's where they were. Alright, we're short a crate from somewhere, but we're gonna get wet. We're taking this up to the Bold Rock because they are currently at $7,100 per 1,000, and we've got 40 some crates of 50-liter crates of apples. So I guess there's 40 at 50, so that's 20 crates at 100. So there's just over 2,000 liters of apples. Not really liters. It would make more sense if they were somehow measured in bushels. So we'll just say we have over 2,000 units of apples. Apples are a really good way to make money on this map because they just need 100 units of manure and 100 units of water per apple tree. And you can get 200 units of apples out of that, so that's four harvests, if you will, of apples. And the darn things reproduce like crazy. So by the time I get back to the apple orchard, the crates will almost be, well, they won't almost be full again, but they'll probably be halfway. Our Bold Rock. I really like that that sign on the side of the building. The animation is funny because it's like the apples disappear one at a time. So 16,000 in apples. I think we've earned close to, I'll have to watch the replay to figure out what my money was when we started this. Well, I guess I could check my finance screen. I don't think I've sold anything else today. So we've got $144,000 in harvest income. Yeah, I haven't sold anything else today. This is not bad for 40 minutes of work.
No, it's not.
I was saying earlier that I thought we might have to whip out the chainsaw and the log loader to make some money off back when we don't have anything else to do. But the way it looks like with the brewery and the dairy, I went and put the stop milk sale sign in because I plan on taking all of my milk down to the dairy if at all possible, because I can get a whole lot more for finished goods. Hey Mark, no, I don't have to do logging on this map. I've got production that I can make a killing on. So I don't need to cut up little logs to make any money. Mark DuPont is in chat. He does some really great, I call them first person videos. He pretty much always works in first person. He did an awesome series on Mountain Valley Farm by Old Guy Farmer, where on that map all you have is cows, and he did the super hard mode where you start out with 0. I don't even think you start out with a pickup truck, and you start out with no fields, and you have to clear all the land of trees to make your fields. And he was fairly successful in that. Now he's doing a pig experiment over at Orchard Farm, I think it is, by Dusty Dave. And I think that's a bit rougher to use seasons and to make a living with pigs only, especially when you start out with nothing. Because I think pigs really are better if you maybe start out after a year of just farming. Because those darn piggies, they take up so much food, and oh, we got our train coming. Those darn pigs take up so much food because they, and when you start out not having anything, you've got to buy all the food in. So to have that expense and to have the expense of needing to buy all your equipment or lease all of your equipment, and then you start in early spring and you have to carry those pigs all throughout the entire year. It just it's a big cost sink if you start with pigs right away. So we're going to go ahead and take care of our animals. Or we're going the wrong way. There we go. So we bought 50 sheep and 50 cows off camera, and we're running a little low on food. Go ahead and top them off. We'll probably need to make another batch of this. Back up here. Oh, let's see here. Does this one have our fork attachments? No, it doesn't. Well, we'll add it. I think the tractor with the fork attachments is over in the other field. See if my remote control works. There we go. So back to the equipment swap. When I started the stream, I showed that I kind of put these bales in a bad spot to get to my forks. That's mostly because I was going to do it by hand, which I might have to do anyway. Channel my inner Superman again. Oops. So the reason we swapped out some of the hay equipment, as I was saying, is that I stumbled across this rake and tedder quite a while back, and this is like the exact rake I used to use when I was growing up on the farm to rake up hay and straw. And this tedder, which we used to call on the farm a kicker, is pretty much, it looks identical to the one we used to use whenever we needed to fluff up, you know what I mean, fluff it up, make it fluffy so that it would dry out. So I thought it'd be a little nostalgic on this map when it came time to do the grass work. So it looks like this load will do them up for another couple days. I realized the other day that I never put anything in this feed trough over here, and I've just got I've got this thing about having empty troughs. There, that looks a lot better. I haven't filled this up with milk yet, so I'll use this for my water. Uh-oh. Looks like I'll have to reset my weight. You need water. You need a little bit of water. I don't want to get stuck with water in this thing. So we're not going to fill it up all the way. Let's go take care of our sheepies, and then we'll call it a stream because I need to get on something else here in a little bit. So I thought about buying this, fill it up, and putting grass in it for grass or corn for the BGA. I don't know how much it's going to cost. Oh, is that it? $178,000? I just might do that. Since that's just a load of a trailer load of beer and a trailer load of dairy. That'll give me $178,000 almost. Oh, $450. It's not a bad guess. We won't. I think it will let me. I think it will let me fill over that. I've seen sometimes where if you have just a little bit of dredge in the tank, it'll let you fill from some other fill type. I think, if I understand correctly, that one of the next updates to the Cote pack will have the ability to force unload the contents, basically dump it to the ground. I know that that feature is in Farmer Andy's new liquid fertilizer mod. So Mark, if you're still in chat, I don't know if you saw earlier where we made a ton of money off the Compost Master by filling it with manure from that manure buy point. But it's quite the profitable way of earning money. Yep, it let me fill milk, even though I had a little bit of water in there. While we're doing that, we'll reset our weight. There we go. So thank you guys for watching. I think we're going to, I think I'm going to make this kind of a regular schedule thing, where we will stream Blue Ridge Acres. I'm pretty sure we're going to end our Cherry Hills adventure, just because it takes too long for me to prep between episodes when the fields are 30 and 40 hectares in size, and it's just a single player. So I kind of like working these smaller fields for now, and then as we earn more money, we will expand out our operations as the years go by. Oh, I picked the wrong stinking weight. That's the one I wanted. Not the massy weight that was on the little tractor. There we go. Let's get those arms lowered. Makes it look better. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I've got something I need to do here in about 15 minutes, so we're going to close this out. And as I said, we've got Snutterton Farms map video coming out tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. If you haven't seen that map, go ahead and check out that video. Heck, if you have seen the map, go ahead and check it out anyway. Tell me if I missed anything. Leave comments. And until next time, happy farming, y'all.